Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because I'm going to be doing a review and face swatches of the new Natasha Denona Love Glow cheek palette, which looks like this. It has some really cool fancy little packaging and it's a very pink toned blushy highlighter type palette. Here is what the 4 shades look like in there. So this launched and it is limited edition, but I just thought it was my perfect chance to try one of these smaller Natasha Denona palettes just because I really like the size of them and I really like pink toned face products, whether it be like just soft pink blush or pink highlighter. So I was really about the vibes of this collection and I think it's so cute. So I've been testing this out for the past week. I've been using it pretty much every single day. I did face swatches of this where I just went ahead and for the cream blush I used my fingers on the cheek and blended it in, and then for the other products I used a fluffy highlighting brush. So I'm going to have that at the end in case you want to see what each shade looks like individually on the face. And then if you search on my channel and just search specifically for this product, you'll see all the different tutorials that I've been using it in case you want to see how I used it with other blushes, or just if you want to get a really good feel for how it applies on the skin. There's going to be lots of examples. I also went ahead and filmed the look that's on my face today, which I used the Natasha Denona Mini Lila palette, and I did an Instagram tutorial, so hopefully that'll be up in the next week or so, and also obviously use this palette. So lots of testing has been going on just because I feel like this is definitely an expensive little face palette and I wanted to really have my thoughts together before I spoke on it and gave you my final opinion. Alright, so let's just go ahead and jump right on into my review. So this retails for $55. You can purchase it on Beautylish, Sephora, or the Natasha Denona website. All of the shades in here actually have different product amounts is what it looks like, but it's extremely hard to read. I don't know if you guys can tell. The font is so small, but I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, it's my eyes, that the cream blush here has 2.8 grams of product. This diamond powder has 2.5 grams. The Super Glow has 3.5 and the Glow Impact powder has 3.2 grams. So definitely a really good, decent amount. And like I said, I really like the size of this. I feel like in comparison, I have her Daria palette, which I love the shades in here so much. They are so beautiful and like just magical pink vibes. Here's what it looks like. I love this face palette, but honestly, like I would never ever travel with this because it's gigantic. Like it's just too much for me. Like that's not even gonna fit in my makeup bag. So I definitely prefer the size of the $55 palettes, and obviously the price too. I wish this had been available with each individual shade as the size of this because it's so much more convenient in my opinion. As far as each shade goes, I will start off with the cream blush, and I think that this is actually my favorite product in the palette, which I'm kind of surprised about because originally looking at the shade I was kind of like, oh, that's pretty, but it looks a little bit dark, like it might be kind of hard to blend in kind of thing, but it's actually quite sheer. You do have to take a moment with this cream product in order to get it to adhere to your fingers, which is personally how I've been preferring to apply it. I use both my fingers and then I just tap it in and it blends really well, easily. No problems. You could probably use a stippling brush or a dense brush or a beauty blender, whatever makes you happy. But anyways, you want to take a moment to definitely warm up that product in order to get some pigmentation. And here's what it looks like. I don't know why I did both fingers because I'm just going to do a quick swatch. I did do built up swatches that'll be at the end with the face swatches, but just to show you, there is what it looks like. And it does blend out really nice. I will say when I first apply it, and you'll probably notice this in the face swatches as well, it looks super pink and red and it just looks very vibrant, but that's just like me having to touch my skin. Like my skin is very sensitive, so when I'm sitting there using my fingers to blend something in rather than like a really soft blush brush like I normally would, it makes my cheeks turn pinker. So normally it's like I'll apply it and I'm like, wow, that blush is really strong, and then I give it 30 seconds and it kind of looks a lot more natural. So I really love the color of it. I just love how glowy and beautiful and soft it looks on the skin. I've been getting more into cream products, so I'm really happy with that shade. The formula actually kind of reminds me of the cream formulas from Kevyn Aucoin, very similar consistency. And then the next shade here is the Super Glow formula, and I really love that as a highlighter. I have it individually with the shade Fair from Natasha Denona, and it's one of my favorite highlights just because it looks so smooth on the skin, which made me really excited for this formula. My cat is caterwauling so loud, but I don't have time for that, so I'm just gonna keep talking. And I feel like this is a really pretty shade. It's kind of more of like a pinky coral. It has just a, I wouldn't say it's super warm because it does apply a little bit more cool toned on the skin, but it is just a really pretty mixture, and I think it looks very nice. I've only used this as a blush topper, and I'll go in with my blush brush and just use it very lightly. I feel like there built up, it looks a little bit intense. I think that would be a really pretty eyeshadow. I haven't tried that one as an eyeshadow yet, but here is what it looks like. So blended out, I think it just becomes such a pretty blush topper, and I also really like the formula of that as a blush topper just because it's very smooth on the skin and it's just like a soft glow. It's not going to emphasize all your texture. And then the next shade here we have is the Diamond Powder, and this is not for the faint of heart. If you do not like glittery textured highlighters, this isn't one I would recommend for you. It is such a beautiful color though. It is the prettiest pink shade, and I love pink highlighters, so I was all about it. Here is what it looks like. You can see it has a really beautiful glow to it. I find that you can go in with a dense brush and use this and give more impact to it. You could also go in with your finger, use this again, and it'll have more of an impact. Or you could go in, like I did today, with more of a soft fluffy brush, and I just went ahead and used this all over, and it kind of gave me, like, it added a little bit more pink to my overall blushing look, but it also gives a nice little glow. It does emphasize texture just because it's an intense highlighter. Like, it has sparkles going throughout it, so it's kind of what you would expect. I also went ahead and used that all over my eyelid today just because the moment I swatched it the first time, I was like, wow, that'd be such a beautiful eyeshadow, so I wanted to try it out as that, and I do really like it as an eyeshadow as well, so it's a very pretty shade. You can definitely use it for quite a few things and manipulate it to however you'd like. I mean, I could even, like I said, I could go in with my finger right now and just take a little bit and tap it on the top of my cheekbone and just give it like that extra intensity. And I mean, you can see, like, it is sparkly. So if you have super textured cheeks or you just want to have like a glow from within, this highlighter formula is not for you. But I like it. This is my version of YOLO, wearing super glittery highlighters. So the last shade in the palette is the Glow Impact Powder, and I was a little bit disappointed with that shade the first time I used it just because I was hoping that I would be able to use all 4 shades in the palette and, you know, obviously get my money's worth out of it. I wouldn't want to spend $50 plus on a face palette and only be using 3 of the 4 shades. So there is what it looks like swatched out, and you can see it definitely is a lot more bronzy. So I think it'll be a really beautiful highlighter on anyone with like a light medium to tan skin tone. I think that it could be really nice. I have found a way to make it work for me. So the trick is, one is that I would not use that powder over anything cream or liquid. My mistake the first time I used it is I used the Glow Cream blush and then I went over it with this to highlight. And whenever you take a dark powder or any powder in general and put it over something wet, it tends to get a little bit darker. So that immediately made it darker and not flattering for my skin tone. So I've just been using this over powder blushes. And again, I'll use this really fluffy brush. This is the Japanesque 713. No idea what it's called. I got it forever ago. It might be their fluff concealer brush, actually, now that I think about it. But I use this and then I just do like a really all over glow kind of moment, and it'll add a little bit of warmth to the cheeks, definitely a little bit more of a bronzy glow, but it doesn't look streaky, and when I turn my face it hits the light and it looks really beautiful. So I can use that as just a very soft bronzy glow. Is it going to be my favorite highlighter ever? No, but I can make it work for me as someone with super fair skin. It's just taking a fluffier brush and really blending it back and not putting it over a cream product, like I said. So overall, I do like all the shades in the palette. It's definitely not my perfect highlighter palette. If I had the option to change a few things, I definitely would. But overall, I like it. I can continue to see myself using it. I like the packaging. I think it's so cute. And I think that it is really good quality. It just depends if you like the colors and the textures that are in here, because I feel like everything blended really well. Everything lasted really nicely throughout the day. I didn't get any weird like wear off or cakiness or anything like that. So I'm a fan. I really do like Natasha Denona's quality of her products in general. I know some things are hit and miss, but I really like her face products. And like I said, I really like this Daria, the Diamond and Blush palette, which again is gigantic. If you have fair skin, I think this one is a little bit better of an option just because I can use everything in here super easily. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump on into the face swatches.
With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong. I got you on my mind, but something's been done wrong. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of, dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you.
So that is everything for today's video. I really hope it was helpful. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.